The rental of land to wind developers is a growing trend in farm country, but many questions can often arise when it comes to the specifics of lease payments and the potential long-term benefits. Spencer Smith with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers joins us now with some guidance. Spencer, good to have you with us. So what should a landowner think about when receiving a wind tower?
Absolutely. There's a lot of things for landowners to think about, whether you're a farmer or an absentee landowner. But there's important things, and that lease that you are agreeing to with that wind tower company is really going to set the structure for the terms of that contract, the length of time, the payment schedule, if there's damages, the access points. There's a lot of things that need to be negotiated on the front end in those leases. And so educating yourself, doing your due diligence as a landowner to familiarize yourself, keeping your farm operator in the loop as well is going to be very important as you start thinking about entering into these contracts. We've certainly seen a flurry of them here in the Midwest, especially in the I-states over the past 10 to 15 years. Solar's the new one coming in, but it's very important to understand how that wind tower and that lease is going to affect your land value and your land asset for years to come.
Absolutely. So what do the payments actually typically look like for a landowner?
Absolutely. Those are going to be based on the wind tower turbine capacity. Typically, those payment schedules are tied to the production off of that wind tower. Most wind towers that we're seeing here in the Midwest are anywhere from a 3 to 5 megawatt capacity. Those payment ranges could be anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 per megawatt for those wind towers. So you can do the quick math. That's a pretty significant payment. There's also payment rates for underground transmission lines that may run through your property or access roads. Those are all important things to educate yourself with, especially if you're looking at getting one of these placed onto your properties. So those typically come with a 2% escalator clause in them as well to help cover for inflation. And the terms of those leases are usually about a 20 to 30-year term with some extension options in there as well from the companies.
So what would the value of wind towers contribute to farm sales? I mean, it's something you set aside that farmland for specifically for those turbines?
Yeah, typically landowners are the ones being approached with these options for these wind towers. It's very difficult to go out and solicit your land to have a wind tower placed on it. A lot of these are coming through government subsidies. But as far as contributory value to your property, running a simple discounted cash flow can really help you understand what that value add is. And sometimes in the marketplace as a real estate broker, the market may not fully realize that. We certainly have a lot of politics that come into play when we talk about wind towers on farmland. Some people absolutely do not want them on their properties. Others who may be investors are looking at it as an opportunity to increase the returns on their investments. So there's certainly a contributory value that could range from anywhere from a $1,200 to $3,200 an acre of contributory value. Really depends on the income production from that wind tower and the length of lease that's left for the term of that lease on that property.
Right, yeah, you definitely hear both sides of that issue. That's Spencer Smith with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers. Thank you so much for your insight today.